Hey everyone, Ryan here and welcome to another episode of BGP Game Dev. In this video, I'm going to be talking about Popcorn Rocket's 1-year release anniversary. It's hard to believe that it's been 1 year since Popcorn Rocket launched on Steam on October 17, 2023, and then the consoles later on. So much has happened since then, and I've experienced and learned quite a few things over the course of a year. I'm going to be very truthful and transparent about the numbers of the game, and for starters, I'm not allowed to give exact numbers for the console sales or the Epic Games Store due to NDAs, non-disclosure agreements, but I can give rounded numbers, but not exact ones. So my entire development budget for the game, which included the artwork, the music, the sprites, the voiceover, was a little over $6,300. I did all the programming and coding myself, and I downloaded a few free assets like the ones I use for the menu system. And for Steam, I've barely sold around 40 copies for the game in a year, and that's incredibly low, but at least I made my $100 Steam fee back. Most people will think the game's a failure since I spent over $6,300 on a game and only made about $200 from Steam sales, but console sales are where I made the bulk of the money, and I'm still continuing to get money from it to this day. I can't give exact details due to NDAs, but I've sold roughly around 2,600 plus copies of the game across the PlayStation 4 and 5, the Xbox One and Series consoles, and the Atari VCS, which has netted me about 5 figures. Right now, I don't have the Nintendo Switch numbers as the game isn't released on the Switch yet at the time of this video, but I hope the Nintendo Switch sales will at least bring my total copies over 3,000 plus or more. Now this may seem like a lot of copies sold, but just remember that the platforms take their percentages and I will be taxed on these earnings, so I roughly get to keep around 60-ish%, which is a decent chunk of change, but nowhere near a full-time income, which is okay. I'm not really pursuing game dev as a full-time thing, but more as a side hustle and a really expensive hobby since I still have a day job. I do have other business ventures that I'm pursuing which aren't game or geek related, which are helping me fund my game development endeavors and are keeping me afloat in this economy, especially since the USA has rising inflation. And I also paid a little over $1,200 adding additional languages to the game, and luckily the game sales over the year have reimbursed that, and I did have to shell out about $3,000 to the ESRB for the ESRB certificate to release my physical copies for the PlayStation 4, and I will eventually have to pay the manufacturing costs, so right now I am still in profit but barely breaking even. However, once I pay for the physical copies to be manufactured, I won't be in profit anymore, and I will have to make that money back. So in all honesty, if I decided not to pursue the physical copies, then I would totally be in profit, but hey, I gotta live the indie dream of holding a professionally made copy of my game in my own hands, man. You know, I'm old school, I gotta have that physical copy right in my hands. And I'd like to thank everyone who's been with me on this journey and for giving my silly little space shooter game a chance. I know it won't appeal to everybody, but it truly was a passion project, and I was honestly only expecting to make around $30 total from all the platforms, but you guys totally blew me away by having the game literally make 5 figures. And it's going to be a very, very long time before I have another game come out, which is my Indiana Jones parody tribute action platformer game. I haven't had as much time to work on it as I would have liked since I was busy porting Popcorn Rocket to the consoles, and I still need to get the Popcorn Rocket physical copies done. But now, since Popcorn Rocket console development is winding down with the Nintendo Switch version complete, I can finally put some attention now into my Indiana Jones platformer parody game. And if you want to know the best ways that you can help and support me and my company aside from buying the game, the best way is to leave reviews on all the platforms, good or bad. The game may have sold over 2,600 plus copies, but there are barely any reviews on the various platform store pages. I mean, I only have 2 on Steam right now, and I understand leaving a review, especially on the consoles, is cumbersome, but it helps a lot since it bumps up the visibility of the game in the algorithm. And spreading word about the game also helps if you write articles, do YouTube reviews, let's plays, good or bad if you love or hate the game. Discussion about it really helps spread it around, and even a bad review can make people curious to try the game out. If you're an influencer, then you can always contact me via email for a code for whatever platform you want. My email is on the Popcorn Rocket and Battle Geek Plus websites, and also here on YouTube. I'm not linking them here to avoid the bot spammers, but the Popcorn Popcorn Rocket and BattleGeek Plus URLs are in the description down below. And as for the Popcorn Rocket sequel, it's gonna take many years before I ever get to it, since I have all these different types of games I want to make, and I don't like making the same type of thing over and over again. And games take a very long time to make, so in all honesty, we may be lucky to even get the Popcorn Rocket sequel in a decade or so. I have very rough ideas for it, but nothing solid or written down. But I do have grander plans for the Popcorn Rocket sequel, so in the distant future, I'll let you know what they are. So once again, I'd like to thank everyone who gave Popcorn Rocket a chance and proving that it was the little indie game that could. It not only made it out on the PC, but it made it out on the consoles like the PlayStation, the Xbox, the Nintendo Switch, and the Atari VCS, and I hope people will enjoy it for years to come. I've learned so much from not only making this game, but listening to everyone's feedback and other things outside of development like marketing and so much more. And with that said, that ends this episode of BGP Game Dev. I'm Ryan, signing out, and later, gamers! Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure to check out these other videos, and also make sure to follow me on social media and check out the official BattleGeek Plus website. Take care.